You can take the analogy. You can take the analogy of a car, right? I mean, a car isn't nearly as complex as you or I are, or anybody else. A human body, but still, we know that we've got to make sure that if I don't put any gas in it, it's not going to go anyplace. If I don't keep air in the tires, that's a problem. Then there are the transmission fluid and the steering fluid and the brake fluid. I need all these different fluids at different times. Oh, well, then, of course, there are the air cleaners and the air filters, I should say, and spark plugs. And, I got to make sure, timing belt, better not forget that. Boy, if that goes somewhere out in the middle of nowhere, then I'm kind of stuck. But there are all these things we got to take care of just with a car, okay? And that's not nearly as complex as our body is. We got to make sure we take care of these things because there are all kinds of there's all kinds of business afoot that's potentially really exciting and can change life immensely. And don't you want to be at your best or as close to it as possible so you can fully experience all of it?
I do.
Just a thought. So, yeah. So, I'm going to digress a moment, Lavender, because I'm curious, and inquiring minds want to know these types of things. Now, the lake, as you know, is again at record levels. We've actually got on this side there are stories of people dismantling their houses, their homes, and moving them back further from the lake so that all the erosion doesn't take the house as well. How are things going in your end? Yeah.
Well, I haven't been down to the lake, obviously, because it's too damn cold and it's windy. So I don't go down there, so I don't know what's going on there. But, that's it for me on the lake.
All right.
I just stay away from there when in wintertime.
Okay, just as long as it's not about to eat your dwelling or something. There was a really pretty...
Oh, no, I'm about a mile down the road from that, but, I can still smell the lake. It comes in on the west wind, the breeze. But I can't see it. I would have to get on a bus or walk, and go a mile west, and that's where the lake is. So that's why I don't know what's going on at the lake, because I just stay home when it's really cold. Nope. But it is beautiful out there when it's spring.
Yeah. Well, spring is coming. We're kind of entering that time now between winter and spring, which we have in the past.
The transition.
Yeah, exactly. In the past we have come up with a term for that, and we actually had a presentation about that one time. But yes, indeed, it was way back when. Well, all right. I guess I'll spill the beans. Yes, our term that we have for that time between winter and spring, when it's warm enough so the snow's melted, but it's not warm enough for anything to grow yet. So the winter people can't sing, and the people that like summer and warm stuff, they can't do anything either. We have come to refer to this period in the year as and we just leave it at that.
That's in the dictionary.
It should be, yeah.
Really?
It's,
I don't know how to spell it, but it's in there.
We've got we got John at work on that to trademark that one, and so
I think it's under B. Somewhere in there.
Yes, indeed. I have a question for you, John. There are some inquiring minds, I think, that want to hear the robot lady at this point, at least from the chatter I was hearing before the call started. Perhaps you would like to do that now?
Okay. I don't want to leave Joanne hanging. Want to go to Joanne first, and then...
Yeah, let's do that. The thing is, has she raised her hand yet? She hasn't. That's why I missed her. Joanne, where are you? Ah, there she is. Okay, let's go to Joanne.
I'll go after her.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right, thanks, John. Sounds indeed. So,
You're
yes,
such a
we
gentleman.
want
You're such a sweet guy. Aw.
to. Yes, so we want somewhere in the wilderness, and she's doing all right. So we're going to find out now and see how she's doing and what she has to tell us. Joanne, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. And
Oh, good.
As far as my eye goes, Thursday I saw the surgeon, and he, of course, cleaned it a little bit, and he said it is healing just fine.
Oh,
And
wonderful.
This morning was the last day that I put the healing ointment on it. So I'm back to normal and looking.
Friday.
To get that pain, get that pain out of my eye, it was a miracle.
Oh, wonderful.
Great. Well, good to hear.
Having all those eyelashes sweep the white of my eye every day, every blink was terrible.
Yes.
Since
my goodness.
August.
Wow.
Since August.
Really?
Well, before August, because I was scheduled to be operated on August 31st, and that was the day that I got released from the hospital after having the stroke. And the doctor says, no operation.
Really?
Get your
Yeah.
strength back.
Mhm.
Anyway, it's done now.
Thank goodness.
And and
Good to
one
hear.
question, Lavender, did you
Yes, honey.
receive pictures
of Silas?
Silas? Yeah.
Not yet. Not yet.
Well, my granddaughter said she
Well, when
sent
did you send
several. This week sometime. It was a text. Do you
Oh, a
receive
text. No, because I don't do texting. I do emailing. So if you could email it, because my cell phone I only use
okay.
for emergency. I use my landline all the time. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you email it to me at to Dreaming Big.
Yeah, I have. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have your email.
Oh, I want them. Yes, I do. Please, 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 please. I always love those pictures. I want to see that
well, okay.
one. If you would,
Silas
please.
is growing up. He really is
Okay.
growing up. He'll be a year old Friday.
Man, doesn't seem possible.
Doesn't it though? And he now outweighs his sister.
Mm-hmm.
He's broader than her and about 3/4 of an inch shorter.
Mm-hmm.
And he will talk and say words, and she repeats. So he's teaching her
Wait a
how
minute.
to talk.
Are you telling me he's teaching his sister how to talk?
Mm-hmm. She's 18 months older. 18 and a half months
Oh
older.
my God, that's
Well,
incredible.
that happened in my family, too. My
Really?
daughter was making sentences at 11 months, and her 17-month older brother was pointing and going, and she'd say,
Oh,
Mommy,
gee.
he wants... And he
my-
started making good sentences when he was 3. So,
Oh, so that's kind of like what's going on with Silas and his sister. Same thing. Oh,
Yep.
is that genetic? You think you have this psychic genetic stuff going on?
Have any idea? They are my daughter's grandchildren.
Wow.
And
It's
I was over
Wow.
at their house, whatever day it was. Their older brother came, the 3rd of March. That was their mom's birthday. My daughter brought her grandson, not bring him, but paid his airline ticket. He's 19. And he's a half-brother to the little babies.
Wow.
And, yeah, she has the 3 children, not children, 19-year-old and a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old. Anyway, he adores them, plays with them and whatnot. And so I was over there that day to experience her birthday party. And Silas was sitting in his, on my other granddaughter, his aunt's lap, kind of sideways. So he's interacting with me. And I leaned over and I was going to rub noses with him. But actually he's too big for, and with my arthritic thumbs, I'm so afraid that I'm not going to be able to hold on to him because he's the jumper.
Yeah. Right.
So I was playing with him, and I didn't rub noses with him. My forehead touched his forehead, and he left it there. He just left it there. So I backed up, and then he leans forward, way forward for me to do it again. And I stayed there for quite a while, like a minute. And then I back up again, and then he leans forward. He wants me to do that. So he is absorbing something. There was some exchange. I didn't get the exchange what it was, but I didn't. Have never heard of that.
Wow.
Through two people. That forehead exchange is the third eye area.
Yes, it is. I knew. Yes, it is. He was talking on a higher level there. That's for darn sure.
Yeah. Yet I don't know what happened, other than just
you will later.
Head touching mine.
He'll tell you later. Yeah. Oh, wow.
He's still not walking. He's walks and actually turns loose at the edge of the couch, but he doesn't know he's standing up by himself. And after trying to walk, and I said, has he had any success in walking yet? I asked my daughter. She says only 3 knocks on his head. So he's kind of cautious now. Yeah. So he don't turn loose as readily and take a step. And anyway, he will be soon.
Yeah, he will be. And when he does, boy, oh boy, good luck to you guys. Good luck.
Yeah, and that 30 pounds. I've never known a kid, and he doesn't look like he's overly fat. He is just big. His hands is much broader than his sister's, and his feet is broad. Shoulders.
Wow. He
takes a 2 toddlers' clothes for the width of his shoulders. 11 months old, 12 months old. Anyway, that's enough about the baby. This visit I had was the first time his sister wanted to interact with me. All during her little babyhood, I was non-existent. But this time she crawled up in my lap. Now, it might have been my necklace only that enticed her to be there. She played with it. And then I didn't want it broken, so when she left and went down, I put it in my pocketbook. And she come back to me again and looking all around my neck, see where it went. And then she takes my blouse and pulls it out and looks down in it and to see if the necklace is there. But she hugged me real close, and it was so rewarding that all this time, for 2 years, that child never wanted anything. She didn't resist to me. I
Isn't
could
that
call her, and
interesting?
it's just that was
Wow.
the first time this week. Well, anyway,
I wonder if Silas is doing his forehead against his sister's forehead. Have you
No.
seen that yet? I'm wondering if that is making some changes in the neural pathways in her brain when they're connecting that way. So it was just a thought. I was wondering.
If you get real close to her, she gets excited and she wants to bite.
Oh,
And
really?
She doesn't. Yeah, it's only when she's excited and wants to love you, she'll try to bite. She puts everything in her mouth. Everything that doesn't belong there.
Gotcha.
And so you would have to be careful in getting close to her face.
Okay.
She'll probably bite his nose.
Mm-hmm. Hope not.
Yeah, I had another experience that was with my entities.
Ah.
And, I get this Nicholas. He came into my life there, and I'm thinking, why are you here? Because you're not attached to me. You don't do anything for me. And he says, well, I'm Trump's guardian. And that was the first
I
time
remember you saying that.
Well, I didn't say a guardian before this. The first time I had known of a guardian. Yeah, and he's the one who is beside Trump, especially when he's out and about, and gives him his ideas. So then I ask my own entity, which is Nathan, and I said, do I have a guardian? And he says, yes. So I made acquaintance with another entity, and his name is Joseph.
Well, hello, Joseph.
Yeah, and I said, okay, I know Joseph is not new to me. I was told that he had impregnated my daughter-in-law, my mother, and it's her biological father. And he said, one and the same.
Wow.
So that's why I think she feels, well, her parents are passed away now, but at young ages, and she's an only child. So she is very attached to me, and I'm her mother, so to speak. She calls me Mom and everything.
Oh.
And both my daughter-in-laws here call me Mom.
Oh, God.
They're distanced. The other one is a barrier between her and her biological mother. But that's a long story.
Yeah.
And I don't recall right now all the information that my guardian gave me. Some of it was very personal that I won't share. But evidently, they are the ones who passes on your ideas from the universe. And to the best of my knowledge that I can gather from it.
You would call them muses?
What?
Muses? They're muses. They're a muse. You know, to give you ideas. M-U-S-E-S. Muses.
Oh,
I think there's a
but they're
so familiar.
in a sense, I think they guide you away from any kind of danger or wrong people. that kind of a interaction. It's still very new to me, and I don't know all that I get from him. But he's, I have the protection, and that is Jesse. He's the one I met first. And then my biological father, which is Nathaniel. And then my two boys' father, which is Nathan.
Wow.
And then Joseph, my guardian. And then the one that connects me to the higher realms is Ethan. And the other day I called upon all three, and Rachel, my healer. I called Rachel by name. She didn't answer. I called Nathan, and he didn't answer. And I called upon Nathaniel, and he didn't answer. And I said, well, let me try Ethan. So I asked, I says, Ethan, no one answers me. What's going on? He says, they're off on a mission.
Oh,
They'll be back. They're off on a mission. And anyway, he's the one that when I was having difficulty with Robert, I don't have hardly any difficulty now.
Oh, right.
And
yes.
Yeah, well, it's still there, but it's not often as severe. Because this is what I can reveal from one of the fellows that was in Neothink. He's not in Neothink, I don't think, anymore. But he was telling me how to protect myself so no intruder could get in. And he said, hold your hands palm up, and your left hand receives from the universe, and the right hand gives the energy out. He said, if you do that and make 3 circles clockwise, it establishes your energy and your environment, and no one can get in. And I did that quite often, and then Robert didn't bug me. So
right on.
The other day I forgot it, and he came into my presence, and I was aware of that. So I did it mentally. I was in bed for the night. I did it mentally. And which surprised me, instead of going around just 3 times, my body started spinning mentally with my arms outstretched. And it sent him tumbling away. Now, it might have been, just a vision of mine, or it might have been a reality. I don't know. Oh, that was what my guardian told me. He said, spin like you did just now. He says that is more powerful than standing and doing it physically. If you will go clockwise, spin clockwise. He said you do that enough times, and then he will realize that your power is greater than his, and then he will leave. Yep. Then I won't be bothered anymore. So I've been doing the spinning mentally. He says that's stronger than physically.
That's good to know.
And yeah, just
so when you're spinning, are your hands up, palms facing out?
Out, stretched out to my side, both of them. And I have the left one just a little bit higher than the right one because it's received from the universe and then it goes out. But keep them both turned upward.
Okay. Good.
And
Thank you for that.
little kids used to do this when they were outside on the lawn. We used to do it just.
Oh yeah, naturally. Did it naturally? Yeah, it was plain.
Yeah. So that is establishing your own energy, and intruders can't get in. And I said, okay, will this keep Nathan and Nathaniel out and Rachel? And he says, no, only negative energy it keeps out.
Right on. Right
So,
on.
anyway,
you
that's
could write
about
you could write a big book on this. It's amazing.
Well, I just discovered it. Yeah. I might add that to that other thing that I've written. Anyway, that's the end of what I have to offer today.
Oh, thank you, honey. I'm so glad everything's going well. Thank you.
Yeah.